Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome to the bonus show. I think we will save those phone calls for last. We'll call it the IRS, which I'm putting in quotations. So let's get to these stories first. The head transplant. We discussed the head transplant already abstractly. It was a procedure that a surgeon said would be possible within 2 years. And maybe a month later, we now have someone who is ready to undergo this head transplant. A 30-year-old Russian man, Valery Spiridonov. I'm probably butchering that. He will be the first head transplant. And the Italian surgeon is Sergio Canavero. Now, this article I'm reading here is that it talks about the possible after effects of putting your head on someone else's body. And it seems that, of course, we have no idea what will really happen, what it will do to you mentally, but it could be pretty horrible. As every hormone, chemical connection, everything is just completely foreign, and it seems like it could completely overwhelm you. And it just might be a horrible, horrible experience.
Not to mention that it's still unclear whether the spinal cord could be connected to the new body in a way that would work.
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea is that it should. You know, in theory, yes. In practice, right. It seems like a very difficult task. But I guess he has some pretty nasty condition. He is in a wheelchair, and it is not a pleasant existence, I suppose. So that is why he has nominated himself for this procedure.
We haven't yet heard, though, whether Sergio Canavero has accepted this individual as the patient.
Okay. All right. I did not know that, but hopefully he does, unless he was just bullshitting about this whole procedure in the first place.
No, I think he's quite serious. Based on Canavero's track record, I think he's quite serious. And there are some quotes from other medical professionals who say this is just heinous. Dr. Hunt Bajer, who's president of the American Association for Neurological Surgeons, said, "I would not wish this on anyone. I would not allow anyone to do it to me, as there are a lot of things worse than death." And the other comments saying that this could cause a new type of insanity that we've never witnessed before in humans.
Right. It's but is it worth doing? I mean, when you hear the opposition here, do you still think to yourself, hey, it's not me, someone else is nominating themselves to do it, and this is an important experiment?
If we are talking about informed consent, if consenting adults who are able to give informed consent decide that they want to have this done, and that others that they believe they have the medical know-how, why, should a government step in and block it? I guess not, unless you can provide a compelling argument as to why. With regard to the potential future transfer of consciousness, is this going to be the way that it is done? I don't think so. I think ultimately we will be able to sort of upload and download consciousness in a way that will be much less physically traumatic than this. But would I say, so the government needs to block this? I don't know that I'm there.
So I guess this is going to be about a 36-hour operation requiring the assistance of about 150 doctors and nurses, which seems outrageous. But I guess considering that it's a 36-hour operation, there are going to be shifts here. So I guess it's not going to be 150 doctors and nurses all in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine that if you have a team of around 35 potentially for a complex surgery, and they would go, 6 to 8 hours. If you're talking about 36 hours total, you've got a pretty significant turnover of staff there. I could see how it could get to over 100 people.
Yeah. But I think this is going to be one for the history books, or certainly for the medical journals. Yeah, we'll have to follow it, see what happens there. Pacific Gas and Electric has just been hit with a huge fine for a 2010 pipeline explosion in California. $1.6 billion is the fine that has been levied against them. The explosion killed 8 people. It destroyed many homes in a San Francisco suburb. Now, I assume we covered this, but you know what? I don't remember covering it. Did we discuss this?
We covered some pipeline explosions, and I'm also not remembering whether we covered this particular one.
Yeah. I mean, this was a while ago. When you cover X number of stories a day at this point,
yeah,
you just kind of
this was about 8,000 stories ago. Yes.
So the 5-member California Public Utilities Commission voted 4-0 to impose this penalty. And it is obviously now when we discuss companies getting fined, big companies getting fined, it's usually pretty insignificant, the fines they're hit with.
Yeah, it feels like an amount that even if it sounds high for an individual, to a company, it's like a drop in the bucket.
Right. So I think this one does not fall under that category, although clearly it's not going to bankrupt the company. I guess about 58 people were injured, 38 homes destroyed, which is pretty amazing. 850 million of this is going to be used for improvements to the natural gas pipeline system. 300 million will go to the state's general treasury, 400 million refunded to customers of Pacific Gas and Electric as a one-time credit, and then 50 million will pay for safety activities, a variety of safety activities, whatever that means. And of course, it was stressed that this $1.6 billion fine would be paid by the company and shareholders, not the ratepayers, because I'm sure if Pacific Gas and Electric had their way, there would just this would be coming out of the pockets of their customers.
We talk about capitalism for the profits, and then socialism for the losses and the make goods.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. That's how you affect the bottom line, right there. All right, so should we call? Let's figure out what we're going to say if we reach some of these IRS people in India or wherever they are.
So here's the deal. We've talked about the IRS scam that's going on. A few people have told me about the different scams that are out there as far as the IRS goes. They get a phone call and it's the IRS supposedly, but it's really not. The IRS doesn't call. So some of my friends have given me different numbers, and I'm going to try to call some of them, and we'll see what the results are. So I'm going to try to dial one, and I'm going to try to do this where we're adding, Lewis, hopefully you can hear it as well. Let's see how I can do this on Skype. All right, I'm going to try to call Lewis, and we'll see if you can hear it.
Okay.
Let's see. And we will add to the group call. Here we go. Here we go.
You have reached Nearshore. All representatives are currently on another call or unavailable, but at the tone please leave your full name, phone number, your reference number, the reason for your call.
Okay, you heard that, right, Lewis?
I heard it.
Okay, let's try a different one if I can. How can I dial another one here? Let's take a look. Okay, so we'll end that call. And then let's see if I can call another number. All right, we will try another one.
You should tell them you need to send them a check and try to get an address.
Okay, yeah. All right. Here we go. Got another one going. Okay, this one's busy apparently. They must be super busy at the scam. All right, I have one more number we can try. What I've heard, like I got these over the weekend, is that these numbers go out so quickly, out of service so quickly, that it's hard to really get anyone on the phone. Let's try the last one. I don't know.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. Please leave a message after the beep.
All right. So, well, that's it. I don't know what else to say, Lewis. I mean, I think that's I don't know. That's about as far as we're going to be able to go, right?
But you said that you did call someone and you did add one of those numbers and you reached someone who was in India, right?
Yeah, Lewis, I don't know how you're super zoomed in right now. It's weird. This entire group call thing seems to have really messed with our Skype connection, but that's okay.
See, on my screen, I'm fine.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that. Hopefully by tomorrow it'll be resolved. Yeah, I called people and I did get through to one guy and he asked for my case number. And when I didn't have one, I said, hey, I just got a call from you guys saying I need to call that I owe money to the IRS. They didn't want to deal with me, which suggests to me that they do have some specific information about people because they didn't just want to try to scam whoever they get on the phone, you know?
Right. Yeah. But I guess, there's only, one day left in this whole scam thing.
Yep.
Oh, maybe they go after the deadline too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we tried. It was worth a shot, but not one of our successful phone call segments. We haven't done that in a while. We need to do that again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We'll find something good to do.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.